back to my channel. So I am back after 3 weeks was it 3 weeks? Yeah, like 3 weeks ish of like pre-filming videos. So I pre-filmed videos about 3 weeks ago. So I haven't sat down and filmed for about 3 weeks. So I miss you guys a lot. Let's first start off with that. But I am here today to tell you guys, obviously you guys see the title of this video, my labor and delivery story. This is gonna be long, so put your seatbelts on. You guys are gonna hear background noise, sorry, but there's nothing I can really do. So we're just gonna get started. So to start, yeah, this is gonna be long. So everything all started October 15th, 2018 at like 7:30 in the morning. So it was a Monday. I was scheduled to have an appointment that Wednesday for my 40-week update with my gynecologist, my OB, yeah, same thing. I was 39 weeks and 8 days on Monday. So my due date was that Wednesday. At 7:30 in the morning, I woke up to get on my laptop to get on school online, and during advisory I kept getting like I was laying like on my side, my left side, and I was on the laptop and I was texting my grandma. She was gonna come over, I think, and I started to get like back pain, like lower back pain, and it was like really light at first, but it was kind of like uncomfortable because it was my first time experiencing that type of back pain. So I automatically thought it was labor pains. Automatically thought, because I educated myself well on labor, delivery, all that. So I pretty much know. What happened was I just started to feel the pains, and I'm like, could this be back labor? So I text my grandma. I'll insert the screenshots. I texted her and I'm like, I'm getting like pains, and they're like every 8 minutes, I would say. And they were, like I said, they felt they hurt it. But now looking back at it, they could have got worse. So basically, I was just laying there and I told her, and she said she's gonna come over and she's gonna time them, because what if it's early labor? So I said okay. I was laying down there, kept doing whatever I had to do, and then she came over. I came upstairs and we sat in the living room, talked for a while. If you guys didn't see my labor and delivery vlog, I will link it in the description box below, because it is showing like the current events that's happening. So pretty much after that, I went and I left my house. Me and my grandma, I went and got my nails done. From there we walked back home. I was getting like contractions, but they weren't like very, very close. They were like 10 to 8 minutes apart, and they would go 6 minutes. So it was like fake labor, pre-labor, I don't know, early labor. So we got home. I stood home for a while, and then I had left to go shopping. Now I left to go shopping, and my contractions were getting worse. Throughout the whole store, I was just like leaning on everything, every contraction, and they were getting closer together, stronger. So we left, we got something to eat, we went home. We came back home, it was around 8 p.m. ish. I stood home. I knew I was gonna go into labor the next day. So pretty much I started to get everything ready. I started to situate my room, his things, whatever I had to do left. I filmed my what's in my hospital bag last minute, because yeah, and I was in labor while I was filming that. So if you guys want to see that, I'll also link that in the description box below. So pretty much I was just filming, and then I was getting contractions. I kept going live at some points on my Instagram, for you guys to ask me questions or whatever before I actually went into the hospital. So then after that, I cut everything off. It was to the point where it was getting harder for me to concentrate and talk to anybody, so I secluded myself, stayed on my bed, tried to drink water and ice. I We then went to sleep that night around 12ish, 12 a.m. I went to sleep. So then I woke up at like 4:18 because I was getting discomfort. Was it 4:18? Yes, like 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up. I was getting discomfort, so I got up. I went to the bathroom, used the bathroom. Still, like, it's little, like, it's not, my water didn't break at this moment yet. Fluids coming out, but not a lot. It was like very little, but it was still very uncomfortable. So I cleaned myself. Still getting contractions. They're getting stronger at this point. I go back to my bed, take a nap, and then 6:18, I was getting contractions. I was feeling them, but I was trying to sleep through it. And then like 6:18, it was like, whoa, like, I got this one strong last contraction before the contraction was over, and then I got up. When I got up, I had got like that last contraction gave me a sharp pain. So when I got up, I pretty much, my water broke pretty much. So mind you, I had a pad on because I knew everything was gonna happen. So I had a pad on and the water broke, and I'm like, oh no. And I held myself. I ran to the bathroom, cleaned myself up, took a shower, and then we left. So I was waiting for my mother-in-law to come pick us up, and she came and picked me, my grandma, my fiance up. We went to the hospital. I arrived at the hospital around like 7, almost 8 o'clock. They put me in, get all my information. They put me in. I'm still, like, contractions are worse at this point, like, way worse. I'm breathing through them. It's to the point where I'm like, they say, like, you make humming noises, you breathe and stuff like that. Like, I'm at this point. So they took me pretty much in, and they kept me because when they checked me around that time, I was 4 centimeters, and I think you have to be 3 to stay at the hospital, so they don't send you home. So I was 4, so I did good. I did 4 centimeters home on my own, and then they transferred me to my room where I will be giving birth. So when I went to the room, pretty much I was just there the whole time. They were monitoring me. At first, like, the contractions were bearable. Like, they were worser, but they were bearable. The nurse came in. She was very, very sweet. She pretty much strapped me up to the machine to check my the baby's heart rate and my pulse, my blood pressure, all that good stuff. Pretty much it was just me, my grandma, my fiance. But they kept like leave. At first they left me in the room by myself. They went to go get something to eat. Then my fiance's stepmom came, and she pretty much was there with me for a while. Every contraction, she stayed with me throughout it. And from around 8 o'clock to maybe like 11, I was like, I didn't get footage of it. I wish I did, but it was just so hard for me to pick up the phone. Like, somebody literally like called me, and I'm like, please, like, oh my god, somebody take my phone. I can't pick up the phone. Like, everything was annoying me. It was something where I felt like I couldn't breathe, my asthma. They put the mask on me, and then I like ripped it off. I threw it. Like, I just couldn't. I couldn't, guys. I couldn't do it. It was hard, and I was trying to go natural because the simple fact, my grandma had 4. She went natural, and I wanted just like, and then the epidural really does mess your back up. In most cases, because it did mess my back up. So I was trying to go natural, and I wound up not going natural. I was just looking at my grandma through every contraction. I'm looking at her, and I'm like, grandma, I can't do this. I can't take the pain. Like, I can't. And then she was just like, she was just like, what do you want to do? Like, if you want to get epidural, I'm not going to tell you no, And after the contraction, I would be like, no, I don't want the epidural. But once the next contraction came, I'm like, oh my god, I need the epidural. Like, I watched videos of people getting epidural, and I wasn't even like scared of the needle. I wasn't scared of None of that. Like, at that point, you just want something to take the pain away so bad that you do not care what it is. Like, so pretty much the nurse was asking me did I want epidural, and they checked me. When they checked me, it was the worst because I was getting like bad contractions. I was 5.5, almost 6 centimeters when I got the epidural. So pretty much I was 6 centimeters. Oh my god. So I was 6 centimeters. It was like 11 o'clock by this time. Was it 11 o'clock? It was like a little bit probably after 11. I don't know. But I pretty much got the epidural, and I had my fiance's stepmom stay in the room with me and hold me, like, because you gotta be like this. Like, you gotta have somebody holding you like this and arch your back and push your head all the way down. Yeah, it was horrible. And I was getting contractions throughout the getting an epidural, and it was horrible because every contraction I wanted to move and I couldn't move at all. So it was very horrible, bad. So after that, got the epidural, was laying down in the hospital bed, relaxing. Around 1 p.m. I started to like really like feel okay, like fine. I didn't feel anything. Epidural worked like this too, like probably like almost 10 minutes into getting the epidural, it started working automatically, and it was amazing. Like, it literally numbed me perfectly. So fast forward, time's going on, people are coming to visit me. Towards the end, I pretty much start to feel pressure. The sweet nurse, she came and she said sometimes the epidural can slow down your labor and delivery. So she wanted to check me, and they checked, and from 6 centimeters, 5.5 centimeters to 6, I jumped all the way to 8. So yeah, that means 2 more centimeters and he was done, like he was coming. So she tried to have me like put this peanut ball between my leg and like lay on both sides, and the epidural worked perfectly because I could feel my legs, but from my knees to like under my breast I couldn't feel anything. So it was amazing. I could move my feet, I could move my hands, you know, all that stupid stuff. Like, my whole body wasn't numb. So I was on the peanut ball, and I was like on different sides, lift my legs open around the peanut ball, trying to open up. And they checked me after the peanut ball, probably like 2 hours later maybe. I was 9 centimeters. So then from there, yeah, I believe they checked me again. And then I was just yeah, they did. And then I was just waiting it out. Oh, they gave me the I think Pitocin. They did Pitocin through my IV, and that kind of sped it up, I guess. So then that was like probably like another like 2 hours maybe waiting to get to 10. So by that time it was like 10 o'clock. So when it was 10 o'clock, they checked. It was 10 p.m. They checked, and I was fully complete. So I was 10 centimeters, and I was ready to push. I was feeling pressure, but I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to like just wait it out. Like, the baby was doing fine. I could see how he was doing on the monitor, but I wanted to like wait it out as much as I can, you know. So what was it? After I started to feel the pressure, pretty much I was just it was getting a little bit uncomfortable, so I knew like I was gonna feel the pressure when I push. So he was vaginal. What happened was they started basically at 10. We had like pushes, like practice pushes. There were the one nurse checking, making sure everything was okay with the monitor. The one doctor that was actually pushing, I think it was another doctor in there, yeah, preparing the bed. So it was 3 at this point, and I was just pushing and pushing and pushing. I was pushing. The first couple pushes was not hard at all. Pretty much I couldn't feel anything. Like, I was pushing as hard as I can, but I couldn't feel anything. So I just felt like the hunger sensations in my stomach, like my stomach was growling. I was hungry, and that's all I could feel. So I was laughing. I was talking through pushing, and I kept pushing, whatever, whatever, and he was like kind of there, and I started to feel like very uncomfortable. So the lady doctor that was trying to deliver him at first, she tried to say that they needed to vacuum him out because I wasn't pushing hard enough. So then it was a guy, Indian doctor. He came in and he's like, no, he's like, she don't need the vacuum. She's gonna do it. Like, she got this. So he switched spots with her and he delivered my son. He pretty much like started to like put his hand inside and then like twist to feel like to how you say it, to make me shape the baby's head. So yeah, and so it'll be easier for him to come out basically. And he would tell me push and push, and then it was to the point where he was like kind of crowning. So they broke the bed, they lift me up, I remember, and they were just like push, and I was pushing, and like I started to like shake, and it was just like a lot of pressure. And then I felt his head like pop out, and that was like a relief. Like once his head came out, it's basically over. Like once his head came out, it was easy for them because they had to rotate his head, and then pull him out basically. So he just came right out. Like once his head popped out, it was like a big relief off of me. I was like it just felt amazing. So pretty much that, and then he came out, he shot right out, and then they immediately placed him on my chest. But when he was like crowning, they were like, oh, do you want to feel it? I'm like, no, I was in too much pain. So they put him on my chest, and then automatically I just started crying. Like I started crying. My grandma was on my right side, my mom-in-law was on my left side. They was coaching me throughout the whole thing, and then my fiance's like up here but down here, and then he's like looking. He was like pushing with me through the last push. He pushed with me. So yeah, he was like placed on my chest, and pretty much I was just crying, he was crying, and I just wanted to see his face. I looked at his face. He looks just like his dad. So yeah, and then after that, they took him to weigh him, measure him, and then they asked if I wanted him back to do skin to skin, but I said no because I wanted my fiance to do skin to skin with him. And then he started crying a little bit, but it's also bittersweet. Like it was an amazing experience. I thought I was gonna feel very, very uncomfortable because of how many nurses and doctors started to come in the room while I was pushing. It was a couple more that came in, and I thought like I was gonna be uncomfortable with people down there and all this stuff, and it was crazy but amazing. Like at one point, once I got the epidural, they had to put the catheter in, and then I thought the catheter wasn't working, but then comes to find out it was my fluids leaking. Like it was crazy. I know I'm probably forgetting a lot in this video because now I'm remembering it, but that was pretty much my labor and delivery story on basically delivering my son at 18. Yeah, so it was crazy. I think I would do it again. Of course, I would do it again, but with epidural, because those contractions are no joke. They literally feel like period cramps, but times 1,000. Like they're so bad. They're very, very bad. And then the pressure is bad too, but it's not as worse as the contractions. So yeah, guys, that pretty much is the end of this video. My son came out 6 pounds 5 ounces, so he was a small baby. Oh yeah, and I did tear. So when I asked the doctors, did I tear, they he said yeah, just a little bit like this, but my fiance walked by and he said it was like this, and it was from inside out I tore. So pretty much, sorry if I'm looking this way, it's like I'm looking to make sure I'm in focus and it's so hard like to not look. So Pretty much it was like this, he said. And I kind of felt them. Like the lady, she's so dumb. The doctor asked her, did you he asked me, because I'm like, ow, like I can feel you stitching me up. He's like, does it feel like a sharp pain? Or I'm like, yeah, this feels like a sharp pain, like I can feel you literally sewing me up. He asked the nurse, did you turn off the epidural? She's gonna say yeah. Why did you turn off the epidural? Why? That's why I can feel me being stitched up. So it was a crazy. Then they were saying that they were gonna put this little needle to like there to like inject me, and I was already feeling everything. So I'm like, oh, no, this is we not gonna do. I said, listen, you might as well just stitch me up, just do it, finished. So I did tear, but literally like within like a week and a half I was healed, so everything was fine. And yeah, so that pretty much is the end of this video. My son was 6 pounds 5 ounces. He was 20 inches long, and what am I missing? He was born at 10:32 p.m. on October 16th, 2018. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video. Okay, guys, sorry I didn't get to get like she weighed him, measure him, and check his temperature. I didn't get to get it because I left my phone in the room by accident.